Check. Wow, bad mic. Checky check. Buenos nachos, mi carnitas. ¿Cómo está mi frijole? You an ugly mother. Welcome, Twitchers and Tubers. Twitchies and Tubies. Twitchy Tubers. Check. Fix that cord so it doesn't screw up anymore. Okay, well, we're going to do a little bit of Miami to Atlanta. PMDG 737-800, American Airlines livery. ALB 4409, Alpha Lima Bravo 4409, 25,000 feet. Should be about an hour and a half flight. Plus cold and dark setup. So we already got power to the beast. Here's the beast. We're in Miami. It may be a little bit, slightly overcast. I think we may already be boarded. I don't know. Let's take a, well, maybe not. Let's go ahead and load up the IRS positioning. KMIA, KATL. Call will be ALB 4409. Let's request the flight plan. There she is. And SimBrief already filed. Helps if I show you guys, huh? Duh. Well, anyway, here we are. There's the SimBrief flight plan already filed. Select it. When you least expect it, you select it. Set payload. Set fuel. Select route. OFP request. Wait a moment. Alright, good. Load. Loading. Activate. Execute. Looks good. We have a flight plan. We should check now with ATC and see which runway we have.
Miami ground ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er with Sierra request taxi for takeoff north departure.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er taxi to and hold short of runway 8 right via taxiway 12 Whiskey November Papa Mike 1. Contact tower on 118 decimal tree when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 8 right via taxiway 12 Whiskey November Papa Mike 1 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er.
I think we have 8 right in the plan. Alright, let's go to perf init. Perf init request. Load. Execute. N1 limit. Now I'll go to the EFB. Performance tool. Import. Runway 8R. Import from aircraft. Import weather. And we can fill that in now. 31.6. Calculate. Let's get that in first. Barrow. $31.6. This is how you enter your altimeter. In the 737-8, all of your altimeters, including the standby, are automatic based on this entry. Okay, now we have TO1 for takeoff. Let's turn on these lights while we're here. TO1 selected. Takeoff. Flaps 5. Center of gravity should be 25.2. CG 25.2, so that's good. Paste it. Trim 4.87. Trim wheel. .87 set. Let's go to page 2 of takeoff. If I can get there. Runway wind currently is 90 at 14. I hate that. 90 at 14, which means 14 knots coming from 90 degrees. Runway slopage 0, and heading 94. Cell temp 47. Throttle is set to idle. Park brake engaged. I'm going to turn on some of this stuff here too now. Terrain, position. Let's get our arrival barrel for minimums. Interesting. Kicked me out. And I think we are, I don't know what runway we're landing at. Oh, God. I guess we need to find out. I hate doing this, but here we go. Left. Here's 9 left. Wow. 1359 decision height. $13.59, 2700 outer boundary. So $13.59, interesting. How do we put that in? Well, I'll show you how. Come here to the barrel and you just dial it in. It's 1,000 foot plus, so let's hold it. Let's hold it on fast. Is that 1359? $13.59 it is. That's our decision height. The runway itself is 1,000 feet altitude. Good to know. Okay, well, we can shrink that back down a little bit. So 2,700 feet is going to be our descent entry. We can get rid of this now. Okay. Previous page. Set departure, 8 right. Maybe I closed that too soon. Let's open it up again. Flamingo Stymie. Flamingo 2. Stymie. Execute. Arrival. ATL. 9 left. Mars and Sith. Enter. Route. takeoff. Now our takeoff numbers are in. One 136, 137, 142. One 137 will be our takeoff speed. Rotate. Runway heading 94. Whoops, went past it. Not paying attention. Let's check our constraints. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, so we're entered there. Let's go to index, route, index, approach, 95 degrees, 110.50. Set it on both sides. Set the nav. That's our ILS frequency at Atlanta. While we're down here, let's go ahead and set up transponder. TCAS test.
TCAS test. Pass.
Let's check our fire test. Looks good. Panel brightness up. Rudder trim set to 0. That's how you do it. Everything's looking good down here. Let's set our approach flaps to 40, 137. Get our winds. So we want to know the QNH in Atlanta. .24. request wins. Load, execute. I think we're good. Let's board. Get the length of 8 right. $104.95. We'll round it up. Fix for KATL. Let's go 15, 30, and 90. Welcome on board, everybody. Flight ALB 4409, direct from Miami to Atlanta. We'll be cruising at 25,000 feet. So let's correct that now. Let's check our forecast. Okay. Check for discos. Oh, the winds. I guess we have to check the forecast again. How come the wind requested to come up? Okay. There we go. Let's check the check, check. God, microphone issues today. Oh, you guys missed all of that narrative. I noticed the mic wasn't sounding real good. Anyways, we just went through the plan. If you were watching, go back to legs, go back to the beginning. Let's go back up here, set this to map. Terrain is on. And it looks like we're ready to start processing takeoff. We'll set this to rejected takeoff. Come over here. Flight director's on, auto throttle on. Flight director on the right. LNAV, VNAV on. I'm going to set this to 18,000 for our constraints. Don't really know if that's what it is, but that's what we're going to use. Master caution off. Annunciator test. Set that to system so we can see our flight controls. And now let's go ahead and come back down here for a second. This should be a 0. Okay. And let's go ahead and start working on some stuff here. Elex, yaw damper, taxi light on. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU. Emergency lights armed, no smoking, seatbelts on. Pressurization of 25,000. A lot to do in a Boeing. And what was it, 1,300? Just set this to 1,000. Let's watch our EGT. Gens light up. Left and right on. Now we can disconnect ground power. Come down here and release it. Ground power disconnecting. Boarding is complete. Release the stairs. Be pushing back to the right. Stairs departing. Door is closed. Let's remove chocks and contact ATC.
Miami Ground ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409 are requesting pushback.
Miami Ground ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, no pushback tug is available to answer your request.
Nice. How do we handle that? Huh.
Miami Ground ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409 are requesting pushback.
Miami Ground ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, no pushback tug is available to answer your request.
Okay, let's do something different then. Let's fire this baby up. Add 2. Add fuel. Voice recorder on. Packs on. Let's start up the left. Add fuel. Something happened there. Not good. Take that off. Engine 1 not starting. Packs were on. I figured that out pretty quick. Let's get the research back on. Good. Set to continuous. Light it up. Fuel pumps on. Bleed off. ISO valve off. Closed. Packs on. Cabin crew get ready, prepared for departure. How are we going to rotate this? We're going to have to rotate this right. Park brake off. Let's test our flight controls. It's good. Brake is off. It's going to be close with this terminal building right there. Okay, without pushback. Fuck you, Miami. to 5. Speed brake armed. Yep, laps are at 5. It's raining over there. Raining in Miami.
Miami Tower ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409 are ready for north departure at runway 8 right.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, wind 097 at One Tree. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 8 right.
Miami Tower ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, say again please.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, wind 097 at One Tree. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff
Pretty stiff
runway
wind
8
coming
right.
from the east.
Cleared for takeoff runway 8 right ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er.
lights are on. Throttle to 40 plus 1. And toga.
Knots.
100.
V1 rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Flaps.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Continue for north departure. ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Leaving my airspace frequency change approved. ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Acknowledge last transmission.
Miami Tower ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er frequency change.
Start the clock. Landing lights off. Looking pretty good. We did not do the oxygen test, no. Oh, it's very cloudy. I wonder why Alonso is at 4,000 or 5,000 feet. That's interesting. Let's dial in our heading. Set our next altitude. Let's have a peek out the window at the wing. Climbing at 250. Yeah, it's a little bumpy. As we leave South Florida, home of the Stanley Cup. We have a little bit of CAT, a little clear air turbulence going on. Alonso 5,000. I don't know why she puts 5,000 there. Go to standard. It's over 18,000 feet. All going pretty smoothly. 12 miles to top of climb. Speed 290. 297. Convert to Mach 714. Two 250 coming up. Lake Okeechobee. Okeechobee. And Orlando. 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 Okeechobee. So what is the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 101 degrees.
Okay, 90 degrees in the desert. Soon to be 100. Cool temp 86. We'll be going swimming today.
Miami Center ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er is type Boeing 737 9er miles north of Kilo Papa Hotel Kilo flight level 250. Request flight following.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er Miami Center. Squawk 6401. ALB 4409 Alpha Lima
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Contact Miami Center on 1-2.25. Good day.
Going to 1-2.25 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Miami Center ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er flight level 250.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er Miami Center radar contact continue. ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er contact Miami Center on 127.2. Good day.
127.2 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Goodbye. Miami Center ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er flight level 250.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er Miami Center radar contact continue.
Yeah.
you should do? You should sanction me. Sanction me with your army. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have an army. I guess that means you need to shut up. Oh, I see we have someone new joining us this week. Would you like to start first?
No, he needs to get out of our government. We didn't elect him.
I always say the people should have 10 songs that they can play all of the way through.
No, he needs to get out of our government. We didn't elect him. He needs to go. And
What do you think of Dr. Fauci?
I love Dr.
Do
Fauci.
you think we elected him?
He was appointed by our president.
Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid.
No, he needs to get out of our government. We didn't elect him. He needs to go. And
What do you think of Dr. Fauci?
I love Dr.
Do
Fauci.
you think we elected him?
He was appointed by our president.
Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid.
I always say the people should have 10 songs.
It's hard to be a comedian these days, I'll tell you the truth, because the stuff on social media is 10 times funnier than anything you can do. My favorite thing now is the Mexican guys on TikTok or wherever, or they're like on Instagram going, "Please, Donald Trump, ICE, don't take me suegra, please. Do not take my mother-in-law back to Mexico. Her name is Maria Gonzalez. She's 4'11", 295 pounds. She lives 311 Nelson Avenue. She's there right now. Please don't come and take her, whatever you do. I will help you move her stuff." It's hard to be a comedian these days, I'll tell you the truth.
One more time for the people in the back. Could be the song. ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Acknowledge last transmission.
All right, all right.
124.1 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Goodbye.
How far to descent? 324 miles. 24 miles. We can go ahead and enter our entry altitude. If I can find it. $2,700 feet. It's 1,000-foot runway height. We'll go 2,600. Trey. Sorry, I didn't see the chat. 11:53. Just a couple of minutes ago. Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I don't get very many visitors in this time slot. Thanks for joining. Flight simmer? Or just spectator? Haha, you're in flight yourself. What are you flying? Ah, the longitude, cool. Nice. Yeah, this is a PMDG 7378. Miami to Atlanta run. How do my graphics look? Oh, you're flying 2024. Thank you. Yeah, this is a laptop with only 16 gigs, so yeah, my 2024 doesn't function really well with the PMDG or the Phoenix. Third-party career mode. Yeah, I have 2024, but I stay away from it until I can get a little bit better setup. I've got the 2020 pretty well maxed out. Yeah, I didn't have any luck with the fly-by-wire. I did have some luck with the Phoenix, but it was my frame rate is bad. I have bad frame rate with 2024. I don't know why it's not optimized or something's going on. I've been through all the DLSS settings and everything. It's just not. It does good on the helicopters and the small airplanes and stuff like that, but once I start getting into the big aircraft, it's real jumpy. Doesn't look good. It's the ground graphics suck because I don't have it fully maxed, just because of my frame rate issues. But new PC on the way soon. But you see, 2020 works pretty good.
Jacksonville Center ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er flight level 250.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er Jacksonville Center radar contact.
Yeah, 2024 optimization issues big time. I've been pretty vocal about it. As much money as I spent for it. But this is pretty smooth. Sometimes on approach and landing this gets a little jumpy. It depends on how many monitors I have open. If I have all 3 monitors open, then it gets pretty jumpy. So I keep 2 running when I'm streaming on OBS. Are you watching on Twitch or YouTube? Oh, looks like Twitch. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, most of my people are on Twitch that join in. Thanks for coming in. Anyways, like, share, and follow, please. Spread the news that I'm out there, if you could. I know, yeah, you can't follow because Twitch charges, I think. Now, I'll see where we are from top of descent here. So, what level simmer are you? Are you pretty experienced? Yeah, Tower 267 from top of descent. I screw up a lot. Sometimes I forget to turn the landing lights on, or sometimes I forget to put the gear down, or the flaps. You know, I'm just kidding. Sometimes I do forget the lights, though. Yeah, it's easy to mess up. There's a lot to do in the 737s, that's for sure. Now let's get a look at the other camera while we're turning. That looks pretty good though for 2020. The 2020 graphics look nice. See the wing jumping a little bit. Scratches in the window. The 320 Phoenix is a lot easier to fly than this. 737-8 has got a lot of setup, a lot of stuff and I do it from cold and dark, so I go through the whole flow and the whole setup in the beginning of the stream, so you can go back and watch the stream and see the setup. And I try to instruct as I'm doing it. So if you're interested in knowing the 737 flow, I do it from cold and dark, so you could actually check that out and pretty well figure out what to do. Although there's a lot of guys out there that are doing, they already do that, so. Not sure about the 350, I haven't flown it. I tried the 380, the fly-by-wire 380? 380? I don't remember. And it was pretty complicated. But this has got a lot of setup. I mean, when you go through the flow on this thing, it's pretty wild. Once you get the hang of it, though, it's not bad. So I mean, the flow is all pretty standard Boeing flow. You know, you start with the battery, and then the no smoking seatbelts, and then emergency lights. You have flip on the left aft pump, and you go to the menu, FS Actions, ground services, and it's not giving me any ground services because I'm in the air, so it won't do it now. But that's where you do it all. Let's check the winds. I think we're good with the winds now. Alright, we had an update on the winds. Take your time. Come back when you can. Good luck with the landing. Yeah, 737 bugs out on me from time to time too. You don't have everything set just right. Capturing VOR and the approach. I had to do a go around and hand fly in the other day on one of these in DC because of vectors that would not go away. Runway 1 at DCA, KDCA runway 1, there's a vector stuck in between the last 3 waypoints, and it does not delete.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Contact Jacksonville Center on 1 tree for decimal 4. Good day.
Blah 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 blah.
Going to 134.4 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er.
There's a lot bugged in 2024, my friend. 2024's got all kinds of issues.
Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er flight level 250.
Like I said, I gave up. I mean,
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Jacksonville
sorry.
Center radar contact continue.
I even had to go in to the helicopter settings. I like to fly the helicopters a little bit, and it was so screwed up with the flight controls in the helicopter settings because I use a Thrustmaster, Otis Thrustmaster joystick, so the helicopter settings are all messed up. But I got it figured out. I may do that after this. I'll pop into 2020. If you're still around, I'll pop into 2024 and I'll fly a little helicopter. Those seem to work okay on the smaller aircraft like the Beech or the DAs. I like flying the DA in 2024. It's pretty cool. But again, once you come down close to the ground, things start to look apocalyptic, like melted apocalypse looking scenery. It doesn't look real anymore once you get below like 500 feet. And that could be, that's my graphics probably. But I understand that a lot of people have that issue. Alright, where's TD here? Oh, we're still 200 miles out. Flying into Atlanta, Hartsfield. Are you streaming on Twitch? Okay, so you move over to the beta. How do you do that? So you've got all of your stuff as resident in your machine. Okay. On Steam, it's under the game properties. Okay, so you switch over to the beta version. Do you have to download the whole program again? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, okay, so it's that's a pretty big download for me. I'm starting to run out of space, so I may not do it, but unless I delete it and then add it back. And then how do you download all the stuff once you're in the beta? Yeah, let's have, yeah, 500 gig. So there's an option in the beta to download stuff like the scenery. Oh, you just go to the marketplace. Uh-oh, wife texting. Right, so you do the beta, then you go to the marketplace and you pick the spots that you want to fly. And you download the scenery or whatever. So it's all resident in your machine instead of on their server. That's the problem, is their servers are like way over capacity. Wow, I'm gonna have to check that out. But I'd have to delete my existing version, which is no big deal. But it performs better now that you do that. Still has some frame rate.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Contact Jacksonville Center on 126.75.
Right.
Good day.
PS2 graphics, right? Yeah, it looks really weird when you get down below us. I mean, I've got it pretty well tweaked now. I set the buildings and the level of detail pretty high, and I was able to squeeze it through, but
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Please acknowledge.
it was looking pretty cheesy before. Like I'd
126.75
helicopter down to about
ALB
500 feet and everything
4409
looked like it was just
Alpha Lima
blocky and
4409er.
melted.
Goodbye.
Looks good from 1,000 feet or more. But once you start getting close down in, it looks like, what the hell is this? Like Apocalypse Now.
Jacksonville Center ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er flight level 250.
Are you using VATSIM?
4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Jacksonville Center radar contact. Continue.
Yeah, you're using VATSIM. Yeah, I signed up for VATSIM, but I don't have enough good equipment to support some of the things that I have to do for VATSIM, so I'm in the study mode. Oh yeah, that's the problem. So beyond ATC, so that's easier than VATSIM, but so it's got it's not real world ATC though. The only problem I have is when I add mods like FSTO or beyond ATC, my load time slows way down. That's AI, right? That's why I'm using Flight Simulator ATC just for now. Let's see what's going on here. 162 to TD. I'll have to check out beyond ATC. Is that payware? Oh, okay. What do we got going here? We're making a turny turn. All right, so we're joined today by Trey in the stream. Thanks for joining. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you're here. Gives me something to talk to while I'm flying this thing, and appreciate your being on. Usually I'm on 10 o'clock Pacific time. (1 o'clock) Eastern time. Yeah, you know, and you can't. I don't know how with the PMDG to get into the cabin. I've tried a bunch of times to get into the cabin. I can't tell. I mean, if you're flying the business jet, you can get in. If you're in the Dash 8 first class version, you can't get into the cabin. Yeah, the door is locked. I haven't figured out how to open it. I've tried. Yeah. You know, when I'm deboarding the plane and I'm shutting everything down, I just I disconnect the jetway, I close the door, and I disappear with the flight. There's no way for the pilots to get off if you're trying to disconnect the runway and stuff, or the jetway. You have to leave the jetway connected and the doors open for the pilots to get out. Yeah, there's no internal view. That's a good one. Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, one of my best friends is a senior Boeing engineer, retired. And every now and then, if I need to know something, I just call him. He was one of their top people. Yeah, he's a good resource. But his specialty was 747s. So, you know, it's just his knowledge and his logic. I don't call him too often. I don't want to bug him with this stuff. The A320, the Phoenix A320 is really cool. Very simple to fly. About half the things you have to do on this. Okay. Getting close. How'd your landing go? Yeah, I have the fly-by-wire and I deleted it. It didn't work for me. Too many in-ops. Lots of in-op buttons on the fly-by-wire, unless they fixed it. I have it, but I don't use it. The Phoenix is very reliable and very functional. Very few bugs. Oh, you're descending from 450. Holy crap. What's your landing location? What's your arrival? KCLL, cool. Austin. That's your local run? So when you use the beta in 2024, what kind of bugs are there? The beta has tons of bugs. Oh, that's right, you're in career mode. Yeah, Dallas is interesting. I've had situations with 2020 flying into Vegas, McCarran, where I've taxied off the runway to a terminal and gone into quicksand, and the jet is actually sunk at the terminal. This should be an uneventful landing and approach. And we're 92 miles out. That's pretty bizarre. Yeah, that sounds like, well, yeah, 2024. I'm just going to wait for 2024 to work out all the bugs, because it's just, or, I mean, I don't know what kind of graphics you've got or what kind of RAM you've got. If you've got hefty RAM and you're still having problems with 24, then I may hold off on buying my new machine. If you go to Twitch and YouTube, on YouTube, there's a guy called Flight Streamer. Have you ever seen him? Oh, you got 32. Okay, so you have 32 and you're still having issues. Wow. I'm doing this on a laptop with 16. Yeah, if you look for Flight Streamer, look at his graphics. It's pretty amazing. He's got some kind of monster machine. It's totally real. And he doesn't have, very rarely does he have any frame rate issues. He does replays. He does the whole shebang. And he's flying with all the stuff, man. He's on VATSIM. He's doing everything by the book. He's a really good resource too. I've spoken to him offline a bunch of times. He gave me a whole bunch of tips. Flight Streamer. There's another guy that follows me here. RX 670 or 6700 XT. RX 670. I'm going to see what I got. I don't even know. So let's see. Interesting. AMD Ryzen 748, sorry, Ryzen 7 4800H with Radeon graphics, 290 gigahertz. 16 gig of RAM, 15.4 available, usable. Yeah, AMD Ryzen 7 4800. Graphics card, 6 gigabyte. I'm not totally familiar with how that all works, so 58 miles to go. Hopefully a smooth Boeing descent. I'm going to go grab a drink real quick. BRB. Okay, Albie Simmer back in the cockpit here, the flight deck, coming to you live from outside of Palm Springs in the California desert. From the desert to the sea, where all the homeless be. In the Socialist Republic of California. Let's throw on some original music here if we can. No, not that, not that. No, that's a joke. Let's jump into SoundCloud. Make sure the volume is not too much. Little landing music. Thanks for joining us today, Trey. Trey 2K Dev. Appreciate your being on board. Good conversation. Spread the news. Like and share if you can. I'm on YouTube as well. Alblock7267. I just put a clip out there yesterday. I don't know if it worked or not. Doesn't appear to work. Usually I get 2 or 3 folks here in the chat, so it's not a big stream following, but every little bit helps. Brought to you by our sponsor for today, Sparkling Ice. For all that flavor, but no sugar. That was corny. We should be coming up on TOD here pretty quick. He's down on his luck. Yeah, we're 30 miles out. .25 current heading. We have our ILS already dialed in. It's not automatic like the Airbus. You got to plug it in here, then move it over here. It's cool how you get it though. All you got to do is go to the index. And there it is in the approach ref. So as soon as you plug in your flight plan, this all shows up in the approach reference. I do not have reverse thrusters set up. Coming into Atlanta, Hartsfield. Oh, you already landed? Yeah, I do it all the time. My butters are few and far between. You chose poorly. You're not alone, my friend. It's embarrassing as hell when you're streaming it though, and you screw it up. Let me tell you. Okay, here we go. We got TOD. Are we already hitting it? Are we hitting that? Let's see. Oh yeah. Toga's activated. 5.1, 4.7. That's interesting. If I didn't hit Toga by accident. I don't think I did. Looks like she's still throttling by herself. So Toga took you to the right strip. That's interesting. When I blow it, I usually do a manual go around. I just calculate the downwind leg of the runway heading, fly to that, and do a go around. I don't know how to activate all that secondary flight plan Toga go around stuff. I guess all you gotta do is hit the Toga button, right? Interesting. Yeah, we're in descent mode. You can see our profile shows up here. So we're nice right on the profile right now. That may change. So we've got 3 miles to get to 21.9. I think we'll make that goal. Let's kind of track it here. So force will be at 21.9. There we go. That's pretty close. Sith in 20 miles, I need to be at 14,140. So we are in descent mode. As you can see, I had my altitude preset. I have it 100 feet below the outer boundary altitude for ILS. Let's see if we can get this in without setting the bare minimums. It's been a long time since I landed in Atlanta, so I don't know what's going to happen. Now, if I was landing at LAX, it would be easy. I mean, that looks pretty damn good to me. So when you miss your approach or you have an issue at the end, you hit the Toga button and it takes you back up to the plan, the secondary plan, or the alternate. I don't know if it works the same on the 737. Right, so Sith, 6 miles, speed 283, so right on target. 5 miles to get to 14,000. And Trey, just so you know, I don't usually release autopilot. I let it take it almost all the way in. because I'm still figuring out where it functions and where it doesn't. I'll go manual if I miss. If I feel confident and the conditions are just right, I'll release autopilot. I'm not even sure how to use VOR. I use the VOR for the localizer and then approach. So normally when I'm coming in, once I get lined up, I hit localizer and then approach. Seem about right? Yep. If I screw up, you can tell me what I screwed up, man. I do screw up. But I always make sure when I get on a 737 or an Airbus that I tell the captain that I'm capable of flying in Flight Simulator, and they laugh. VOR is no glide slope, yeah, so it's just the it's the LNAV. It's not the VNAV. It's the lateral. Alright, let's see where we're at here. Okay, we're below 12,000. We can go off standard. Let's see if we can get an altimeter.
Atlanta Center ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409 or 12,000 feet.
ALB
There we
4409
go.
Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, Atlanta Center altimeter tree 0.21 radar contact. Continue.
.3021.
Atlanta Center ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, Atlanta Center. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo airspace ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er.
Flight Sim X, huh? Interesting. Alright, let's see what we got going on here.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Contact Atlanta approaching on 128.575.
Yeah.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Please acknowledge.
Alright. Leave me alone, will you?
128.575 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er.
Can't you see I'm concentrating here, or what the hell? Time for all this crap. I don't have a co-pilot, okay?
Atlanta approach ALB 4409
I'm flying a goddamn 737-800 without a co-pilot. Leave me alone.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, Atlanta, approach altimeter tree 0.2 for radar contact. Continue.
Don't keep on changing the altimeter on me. Okay, let's see, where are we at? Are we on profile still? Yeah, we are.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409.
Shut up.
Contact Atlanta, approach on 127.25.
Drag required.
Okay.
Here we go. Speed brakes on.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, did you hear my last transmission?
I'm trying to concentrate on this landing. Damn it.
127.25 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Goodbye.
Oh, that's right. We're doing a go around. Let's zoom out. We got plenty of time here. We're gonna do a go around like this. Yeah, we're good. This will be a good approach. So I'm gonna activate VOR locator, localizer right here on the approach. Right, 220 on the speed, so we're good. Spoilers up. At Church, we need to be at 8,600. Almost parallel with the airport, actually. I was once on a business trip coming into Atlanta, and it was clouds at 2,000 to 8,000 feet or something like that, and we were in a holding pattern for an hour. So let's see where we're at here. Remac needs to be at 7,800. We'll make that easy. Speed 230. Now we're a little below. A little below 240. There's my bot. My bot buddy. That always shows up. Make sure we got our next waypoint. 6,700 by Dactyl. We'll make that. Yeah, I don't know what's up with these bots, man. There's a couple of them that show up on my stream, and I don't have my iPad with me, so I can't ban them at the moment. I usually just ban them. Once again, Trey, thanks for joining in. Appreciate your being online with me today. By the way, the music that you're hearing is all my original content that's on SoundCloud under Al B Tunes. So a lot of times I just play my own music here while I'm streaming. Stuff that I record here in my own recording studio. You can see my stuff all hanging up in the background there. You can see some of my guitars, and I don't know if you can see my drums back there or not. Can't tell. Let's go to full screen. You can't. Yeah, the drums are over here. Yeah, Alb Tunes, ALBTUNES on SoundCloud. Okay, still on profile. Turn coming up. Let's make sure everything is good here. So the runway is actually at 1,010 feet. Our minimums are set to 1359.
Atlanta approach ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409 or 6,300 feet.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409 Atlanta approach altimeter.
Change it again.
30.19 radar contact. Continue.
3019. Gonna change it on me again. Here's our turn. Let's go to the camera. Here's a cool shot. The jet wash, pretty cool. Alright, let's get ready to go here. Let's get this set. $4,000 by Hattie. I think we'll make that okay. Speed looks about right. No, we need to be lower. Let's get the speed down. We're 18 miles from the airport. Not time for the gear yet. Still can't see the runway. Yeah, I don't like the stock planes, man. I have a hard time with them. I always had I was trying to figure out how to do all this stuff with the Neo in the beginning, and you can't do anything with the Neo. Nothing operates on it. Alright, so 4,000 feet coming up at Hattie. And if I remember correctly, we're at 2,600 feet for our outer boundary ILS. I see runways. We're 13 miles out. Let's get a little flappage going here. Let's go flaps 2. Guess I can put VOR on now. We're straight in.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, contact Atlanta, approach on 127.25. Good day.
127.25 ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Goodbye. Atlanta approach ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er 4,000 feet.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er, Atlanta approach altimeter 30.20.
Gear down.
Contact continue.
30-20. We have gear down. We're gonna go flaps full today. Spoilers off. Flaps to full. Approach mode, command 2, speed should be about 143. A little slow. Okay, Trey, we're coming in. I gotta focus a little bit now. I may not respond real quick. Okay, we're on the bubble here. Looking good. Now we're on the glide slope. Looking good here. A little jumpy. Not bad though. I'm going to turn off my OBS monitor for a moment. So if you're chatting, I'll get back to you in a sec. Just going to try to keep it smooth here. Looking good. Flaps full. Get rid of the music for a moment. Approaching minimums.
300. Minimums.
Speed good. Ah, look at that. I'm right on the center line. That was pretty much butter. I think I caught the... I think I was in the zone. I don't think there was any float. I think I was in the zone. Let's go to the next one.
Atlantic ground ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er taxi to the gate.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er taxi.
I cut autopilot off at about 200 feet. I am not unhappy with that landing.
ALB 4409 Alpha Lima Bravo 4409er. Did you hear my last
Ah, shut up. God.
Taxiing to gate Delta 2 using taxiway ALB 4409
Right,
Alpha
D2,
Lima Bravo
D2. That's why I use the
4409er.
taxi ribbon. Otherwise, I'd be sitting around looking for gates that half the times don't exist. This will take me right to D2. If it was in Europe, it would be a 5-mile taxi through the Le Mans course. Let's get those flaps up. And let's turn the brakes to off before we start getting a bunch of warning buzzers. That was pretty good. I think there was just a little float. I'd give myself like a 7 or an 8. Yep. I'll have to try flying into DFW again. I'll start in Palm Springs at PSP. After I finish this, I'm going to jump into 2024 real quick. So if you stick around, I'll show you what my 2024 looks like. On a 16 gig laptop. Cyber powered laptop. I have one of those big fans behind it. I mean, the airport realism looks really good. You notice there's not a whole lot of AI traffic or anything in here. I do that for frame rate. I try to keep that all to a minimum. Other traffic, because that tends to mess with my rates. pretty smooth. Got to go into Steam here so I can open up 24. Okay, critical maneuver. Okay, folks, welcome to Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport, KATL. The weather out here today is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 75 degrees, maybe. Enjoy your stay. Hope you enjoyed the flight. If you didn't, screw you. Let's get this going. FS Actions, Ground Services, Ground Power, set the chocks, request ground power, connecting. Connected. Let's get a jetway. Can we get a jetway? Yeah, I think we can. Let's try the jetway. Let's open that left front door. Okay, that's cool. The jetway did not bury into the fuselage, which it does on the Phoenix. This usually goes right into the fuselage. Okay, so we're good to go there. Let's return. Let's go to ground services and start the deboarding process. So this will set to 0. Put that here. Now we can start to deplane. And notice I forgot to put on the landing lights. So let's go ahead and turn these guys off. Fuel pumps off. Engines off. Ground power. I hate that sound. Okay, so let's have a look at deboarding and see if it's actually working today. Yep. I had GSX, I don't use it anymore. Just eats up too much. (2013) arrival. Looks good. Let's start shutting down. Yeah, I forgot to put on the landing lights. Joke. I was so busy listening to the damn ATC. Okay. Should we turn the packs off before the passengers are off? Probably pretty warm in here. Here we go. Packs off. Bleeds off. All the lighting is off. Okay, all in all, fairly successful. Better than yesterday. The landing at KDCA was kind of rough. There was a go-around, forced go-around due to a vector that would not, how should I put it, would not let me get out of the vector in the CDU. So I was forced into a manual go-around. Pretty windy, steep descent, but pulled it off. But this was much smoother than yesterday, so. This was Miami to Atlanta, KMIA to KATL, 25,000 feet. Pretty smooth approach, nice go around. I'll be using that landing pattern again. I liked it. Made things a little simpler. Gave you plenty of time to get things done. We still have 7.8 left. (23 passengers left to go. We could shut it down and leave them on the plane. Flight director off, auto throttle off, flight director's off. Terrain off, position off. Auto brake off. Park brake on. Yeah, they don't need to go home. True. Yeah, we can end this. Only 8 left. Anyways, it gives me time to shut down. I'm going to leave that alone. Transponder. Standby. Lights. I think we're good to go. Yep. That concludes our flight, Miami to Atlanta. Battery off. Pilots, get the hell out of the plane now or you're going to be locked in. Ground power off. And we are cold and dark. Alright, cool. Let's get out. And I usually check my profile. There we are. Hour and a half, I called it. Approaching 1100 flight hours. Good to go there. Let's go ahead and quit to the desktop. And we'll get 2024 going. This may take a minute or two to boot up. So hang in there. I'll put the BRB sign on here. And we'll be right back with 2024. Come 2024. Oh, wow, microphone is really screwing up. I wonder why. I wonder if it's the mic or the cord. I think it's the cord. Check. Yeah, bad cord on that mic. I gotta change that cord. Thanks for being the only passenger on board today, Trey. Appreciate you being here. Ah, there's my dog. Decided finally that he needs his daddy's company. We'll do a couple of quick things in 2024 here. If you want to go ahead and pick me a departure airport for the helicopter, someplace you'd like to see, I'll do the Bell helicopter and try to fly it. Would you be able to see the how 2024 functions on a 16 gig laptop? I have career mode in here too. I'm not that far in. I don't know, where am I on career? Let's take a look. I haven't been in it for a while. KFWS. Fort Worth. Let's see, what do I got? 5 specialties unlocked. I'm not going to do a training or anything here. That's my career mode. Yeah, I did Europe last time. Let's jump across the pond. I don't think I have any missions in Texas. Ah, there's Fort Worth. Yeah, no missions there, but that's okay. Yeah. Is there a non-built-in career mode? Oh, you have the beta. Let's go here. Let's get out. We'll go to free flight. I flew this the other night. It was pretty cool. We could do the DA. A modded career mode. Oh, interesting. What do you prefer, airplane or helicopter? Let's try the Bell. If I crash it, we'll do something else. Check, check. No helipads there. Okay, let's see. We can go right from here. God, this mic is bugging me. Fort Worth by the stockyards. I bet you get some good steak there. Prime Angus ribeye. Here's a little jumpiness in the startup. I almost bought a house in San Antonio. We ate barbecue at Black's in New Braunfels. Almost bought a house there. Alright, here we go. So it's booting up. There's our graphics. Let's get some external. That was actually a fairly quick boot up. How's that look? Not bad, really. I've got the ground and the vegetation set pretty high. I got the buildings on high. Scenery is all pretty. I don't think there's anything on ultra. I think maybe buildings are on ultra. Let me take a look. Let's take a look here real quick. I'll show you my settings real quick. Hello. Terrain's at 200. God, I hate something's going on with this mic. It's a pretty expensive mic too. I think it's the cord. Objects at 120. Terrain at 200. Rocks, medium, buildings are on ultra. So it's still not going to be super detailed. But let's take a look. Alright, so Sphinx, Fort Worth. Which direction? You know the airport, does it look anything like this? Missing a large building. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Approach. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410 is type. 1 mile south of Sphinx, 1,400 feet. Request flight following. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410 approach. Squawk 427 tree. Squawk 427 tree. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
God, what the heck?
Options Alpha
Uh-oh.
Charlie Romeo 5410.
Out of control.
Radar contact 2 miles south of Sphinx, 2,100 feet. Altimeter 29er 2. Roger. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
Yeah, sometimes this happens. And I don't know why. Don't crash an I-135. I don't even know where I am. And I don't know why it's out of control. Yeah, the helicopter is pretty bizarre. And it's, I may not have all my settings, my bindings correct on the Thrustmaster. Like I got this at full throttle right now. So we're doing about 120 on ground speed. there's the airport. So this is stock MSFS 2024 helicopter mode. The ground graphics look pretty good. I don't think I'm seeing any of that Apocalypse Now melting stuff going on. Let's try to land somewhere and see. Sorry, I can't look at your text right now, bro. I'm trying to keep this thing from crashing. I'll switch over to an airplane.
Approach, Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410 is type. 1 mile south of Spinks, 1,100 feet. Request flight following.
Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410 approach. Squawk 7202.
Squawk 7202. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
Yeah, you gotta.
Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
You gotta
Radar
throttle
contact
up
1 mile
as you're coming
southeast of
down.
Spinks, 700 feet. Altimeter 299er2.
I don't think I'm 700 feet. That's crazy.
Roger. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
Try to land without crashing. Come down too hard and crash. Yeah, I don't have a collective. This is a, yeah, you can look it up. It's a Thrustmaster, POTUS Thrustmaster. And my XY axis doesn't work. I use the sliders on the throttle stick. Yeah, interesting recovery. I should have let it go into auto rotate. I've only been doing helicopters for about a month. So now we go to the brake. Actually, this has to be shut off too. So your stick is fairly similar to mine, I'm guessing. I don't have pedals. Well, there's your home field. We're going to do a DA from there. Let's do a DA 62 or 67. I forget which one it is. Now let's get out of this. Let's end that. switch this. I mean, it does okay for a laptop, you know. I should do the F-18. Nah. Yeah, why not? Stock F-18. Oh, DCS. You know, I have DCS. I could never figure it out. I have DCS. Like some raw, basic, old version. It's in Steam, though. Alright, let's do this from a runway. Hopefully this runway is long enough for an F-18. And I won't be able to land it. No, I haven't bought any of these planes. These all came with it. It's the premium deluxe version. They actually, when they did the release, they gave you, I don't know, were you waiting on that big release like everybody else?
Sphinx Tower.
Due to on the big release, they gave a couple of free planes beforehand, like the seaplane, the yellow seaplane. Look at that. Resource usage exceeds GPU memory capacity, lower graphics. Okay. Let's test stuff, make sure it works. Yeah, it's a wee bit jumpy. Let's turn off a monitor there. Oh, you mean for DCS? No, I didn't buy anything. I just used whatever they gave me stock. I bought DCS though. It's still sitting in my library. I don't know. I never was able to figure it out. Maybe now that I have a controller, it's different. I think when I was using it, I was just using a keyboard. Alrighty. I think we need to check the brakes here. There's brakes. A little windy. Yeah, it's jumpy. Whoa! What the hell?
Options Alpha Charlie Romeo Flight 410. Leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Sphinx
That was
Tower.
rough. Let's try that
Options
again.
Alpha Charlie Romeo.
Okay, lockup. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. This is interesting. (2024) glitch.
Sphinx Tower. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410 at runway 36 left ready for departure. Straight out departure.
Wow.
Charlie Romeo 5410. Leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Sphinx Tower. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Frequency change. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410 is type 1 miles northeast of 56 X-ray Alpha, 2,400 feet. Request flight following.
Altitudes Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Radar contact 3 miles northeast of 56 X-ray Alpha, 3,800 feet. Altimeter 2992.
Roger. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
I like these right here. You throttle back. They open up. Okay, that was cool. So, level up, push down, stick forward, now look down. Well, you can't do that in a Cessna. God, I'm only doing 350 knots. Don't know where I am. I'm going to have to mess around with this F-18 a little bit more. Let's see, where's the airfields?
Approach. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410, 17,700 feet. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Approach. Altimeter 2992. Radar contact. Continue.
Man, I like this upside down shit. I'm assuming you know what river this is, or lake. Maybe it's a lake. I have no clue where the airport is.
Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Contact Fort Worth Center on 127.15. Good day. 127.15 for altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Fort Worth Center. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410, 4,600 feet. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Fort Worth Center. Altimeter 2992. Radar contact. Continue. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Contact approach on 135.975. Good day. 135.975 for altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
KFTW, was it? The F-18 is really weird. In terms of how long it takes to slow down. Still at 550 knots. This could get ugly. I told you it could get ugly. Not enough power. I'm thinking 190 to land. Let's keep it on the runway, shall we? So spoilers for brakes. Well, that was interesting and fun. Okay, so there you go. There's 2024 on a laptop. I mean, it looks halfway decent. Let's do this real quick over Hawaii. I landed it the second time. I fucked up the first time. So you got to be like 150 or above, 160 or above to land it. And I was way lower than that. So let's go ahead and I'll just do a quick one out of Hawaii somewhere. Let's go to end flight. And we'll do Oahu. Have you been here? Amazing place. All right, Trey, buddy, this is all for you today, man. I would normally have gone offline by now. 2 o'clock Pacific time. I'll do one or two. I'll just do another one. I'll do a run around Oahu. you're under the, yeah. I was just there last year. Hilton Hawaiian Village. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to do. I'm retired, so I'll just do a quick run around Oahu here. Point out some sightseeing stuff. If I can get the aircraft to go that slow, it may be too fast.
Tower. Options Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410 at runway 8 right, ready for departure. Straight out departure.
Check, check. God, this mic is really screwing up. I'm gonna have to switch to another mic. Yeah, if you can, take your wife there. My wife didn't like it because she only likes white sand, and there's really not a whole lot of white sand in Hawaii. It's more pink. More pink than white. She has to have white Caribbean sand. Go figure. Alright, so that's downtown right there. That's Waikiki. So we'll fly right over Waikiki. It actually flies over Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor's right ahead of us here. Yeah, the sand color matters, man. It's a thing. Trust me. If it's not perfectly crystal clear turquoise blue white sand beaches, then we're not going. Although I really liked Hawaii. We went to the pipeline and the water was amazing. It was beautiful. Even though it wasn't white sand. Alright, here we go. Honolulu, Waikiki. Pretty unstable takeoff. Let's buzz Waikiki. There's Waikiki. Diamond Head. I think you can make it around the island in less than 10 minutes with this. Go ahead. Relay seat. doing 760 knots.
To 118 decimal tree. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
Oh, you have a PPL? I wish I did.
Honolulu Center. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. 800 feet.
Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Honolulu Center. Altimeter 2992. Radar contact continue.
Turtle Bay Resort. Went there. North Shore.
Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo
Around Oahu in less than 15 minutes.
Approach
34.4. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
Well, I went right past the pipeline and didn't even notice it. And Waimea.
Honolulu Center. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. 1,800 feet.
Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
A kit fox.
Altimeter 2992.
Okay. What's a kit
Radar
fox?
contact
I'm guessing it's an airplane.
Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410. Contact approach luxury 4.4 today.
To 134.4. Altitude Alpha Charlie Romeo 5410.
This is the forbidden area of Oahu. They don't like the haoles here. But there's some resorts. Oh, as you put it together, yeah. A two-seater. Cool. I'll look it up. FYI, right here is the route that the Japanese took when they attacked Pearl Harbor. It was either this valley or the next one up. I think it was this one. Right down through here. This is what the Japanese pilots would have seen. Yeah. Thank God. That's Pearl right there. Way too fast. Not to go around. Bank angle, bank angle. No gear. All right, let's go downwind again. That's it. Well, that's a good place to end this one. Okay, so oh yeah, sharp speed. Yeah, see, I'm not good at the F-18. That makes sense, though. I'll have to try that. Obviously, I did not succeed in the downwind leg on this one. Anyways, I'm going to be out of here now. Thanks for joining today. Good to see you on here, Trey. Make sure that you come back, like and share if you can, and follow is probably a little bit too much to ask, but if you go onto YouTube, you can do all of those. You can like, share, and follow on YouTube. AlBlock7267. AlBlock7267. You obviously know it's Albie Simran Twitch. I hope to see you again on here. Good conversation today. I like when actual pilots come on because I actually kind of look stupid to the pilots, I guess. Oh, you actually followed, huh? Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And, yeah, spread the word if you can. I try to come on at 10 o'clock Pacific time, so if you're somewhere in the Midwest, I'm not sure, that's probably like noonish, somewhere in there, noon or 1. Have a great day, and see you on the next go-around. Cap and Al out.